We've just come back from a little trip to Birmingham. Hi, welcome to the Mammoth Tech Show. I'm Jeff.
I'm Frankie.
And yes, we've just come back from Birmingham. What were we doing in Birmingham again? I forget.
You forget?
Yeah.
We went to the National Running Show, which was being put on at the Birmingham NEC.
Yes, it was very good. What sort of things were we doing?
So the first place that we headed when we got into the NEC was to the inspiration stage. And we listened to two talks, one by Linford Christie and one by Sally Gunnell.
Yeah.
And yeah, I found them really, really interesting to listen to. What did you think?
Yeah, they were very good. They were, as the name suggests, it's sort of more inspirational rather than sort of techniques.
Yeah, I think one of the major things that I would take away from both of them is that you've got to run your own run or race and not constantly compare yourself to everyone else.
Yeah.
And that was something that really struck home with me.
But of course, that wasn't all that was there. There were lots of stands, lots of things to do with running, lots of running tech, fortunately. And one of the exhibitors at the running show were Aftershokz. And we've covered Aftershokz before. About a year ago, we compared a couple of their headphones, the Trek Titaniums and
Trek Sports, which were the wired versions.
Yeah. And since then, they've had a couple of iterations on their sort of flagship titanium headphones, the Air.
Yeah, and the Aeropex.
They're the latest ones. And so what, you had a try of those out?
I had a try out of both. And yeah, I loved them. I didn't think they could get any lighter in weight than the titaniums. But the Air and the Aeropex are both lighter again. So there's about 4 grams difference, I think, between the Air and the Aeropex, with the Aeropex being the latest and the lightest.
Yeah, so not that much between the two.
There's not that much difference. And also the Aeropex have got a slightly better battery life, and they've got a slightly higher
better waterproofing.
Yeah,
and I think slightly better Bluetooth.
Yeah, one was 5 and the other one was 4 point something.
But wearing wise, comfort wise, they were both more comfortable than the Treks we were looking at before.
Yes.
But between the two of them, not much between
There's
the two.
not, I couldn't really have said there's a lot between the two. As I say, they're both so light, and you know, and I'm saying they're light, and as the guy pointed out, the salesperson pointed out, that was with it attached by a security wire to the stand, so they would actually be even lighter again. Yeah,
so in the footage you'll see a little wire going up to the side. That's not a headphone cable, that was just literally to secure them to desks to stop people wandering off with them.
Yes.
So in terms of comfort, there's not a lot between the Trek's Air and the new version, the Aeropex, but there are some internal differences. So whether you think those the extra battery life, whether you think the extra waterproofing, which would allow you to run in the rain a bit more.
Yes. So if you were wearing them out and there was a sudden heavy downpour of rain, you wouldn't have to worry. It could cope with that. But they still don't recommend, if it's chucking it down with rain when you start, don't wear them out knowing that
they're going to get wet.
They're going to get wet.
Fair enough. So if those are important to you, then maybe go for the pecs. Now, this is of course the middle of winter, January. It's dark and lights are important for getting around. There are quite a few places displaying lights and stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean, there were several stands doing different headlamps, chest lamps.
Some could convert from one to another.
Some could convert from so you could have it with a convertible strap. There was one stand that was selling a headlamp that you could switch on and off with a motion sensor.
Oh yeah.
So if you've got your thick gloves on, winter gloves.
Good point.
You don't have to fiddle with, fiddle with
little
buttons. Yeah. But they also had reflective lights that you could stick on the heels of your trainers, little things that went around your arms. They had lights for your helmets, lights for your dog. They just had lights for anywhere you could think of.
Yeah.
So there was, plenty of things to choose from.
Yeah.
My big impression, because I tried a couple of them, because I generally run with a chest torch.
Yeah.
That makes me look a bit like Iron Man, I've been told. My impressions were, of the several pairs that I tried on at the show, is that headlights and head torches, they've got a lot lighter over the years from the last time I wore them. Because I don't normally find them very comfortable, but I was seriously tempted by a couple of the lights that we saw there at the show.
Yes, general advantages in LEDs and of course batteries, which means you don't have to stick a bunch of AA's or AAA's inside them. Also at the running show was Zwift.
Yes.
Zwift. And they're more normally associated with cycling, but they were promoting their use with running.
Yes. So essentially, as I say, you'll probably know them more from cycling, where you basically follow this. It makes it feel like you're cycling around a real place on an indoor cycle or on a turbo trainer.
Yeah.
So they've also got a running version of it. So
for
your treadmills.
Yeah.
And I think I think it works that if you have like a smart treadmill, it automatically changes the inclines for you.
Right.
So if you're running up a hill on the screen, you're actually running up a hill.
Yes, they had rather an impressive demonstration, which we'll have a look at now, with an enormous screen with a couple of people running away in front of that.
They did indeed.
Yeah, that was quite impressive to look at. Now, with all this running, you'll get the odd ache and pain, and one of the newer little gadgets you can get for tackling these are percussive massage. Well, hammer drills. They kind of look like.
Yes. They basically look like a hammer drill.
Yes, but with a big ball at the end.
Yeah.
Which goes chicka chicka chicka.
Yeah, it goes chicka 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 in. And what they're really, really good at doing is getting precision on. If you've got a specific knot, a specific niggle, because they are. It is basically a hammer drill with a point on the end, a little ball. You can really direct it to a specific point, and they had 2 or 3 of them. Yeah,
there was Medigun who were there, and
Pulse Roll.
Yeah, they also had these rather jolly looking. Well, normally you get your foam rollers and you put them on the ground or you roll them on your leg.
Yes.
And these ones could sort of roll on them. They had motors in.
Yeah, they had. They basically they vibrated. So the idea is you don't have to roll up and down them. You can just find the spot, put pressure on it, and it does the work for you.
And those little balls or little peanut balls and things like that. But they also had their versions of these percussive massage things. Yeah, and they had a couple on display there.
Yes.
An old version and a newer version was being released very soon.
They'd only just released it at the show.
Yeah.
And they were doing it on pre-orders.
Yes. So you decided to.
I decided to pre-order their newer model of the 2.
So we'll have a look at that in a later show. So it was a very well attended show. There were a lot of people there. Some places, particularly sort of in the corners where like the running celebrities and stuff were doing photo opportunities and stuff like that. It was getting really quite packed. So there's definite room for expansion in future years for this. They've definitely got the audience for it.
Yeah.
But I think there were some notable absences, mainly in the areas of sort of the exhibitors, because whilst there were the people like we were talking about and people doing accessories and stuff, missing notable absences were like the major trainer manufacturers.
Yes.
They were missing people like Garmin and the smart tracker people just weren't there. A lot of the people you'd expect to be there really, weren't. And there's definite room for, for that to come in future years. I mean, it was fine as it was.
Yes, a lot of the trainer brands were represented because you had I think it was Intersport were there. So
the retailers
the retailer was
the
there.
retailers were there.
But what would have been really nice was that they'd had like the Nikes and the New Balance people.
Maybe showing off latest
trainers,
or what's coming along in trainer technology.
Yeah, it would have been nice to just have them in person. And I really miss, like you say, Garmin, because I wanted to have a look at the Garmin watches.
Yeah.
And Polar were there, but not Garmin.
Or Strava.
Strava
went there.
I mean, Strava, it was an ideal opportunity for Strava to sell some Summit subscriptions. So, they had a target audience there that they could have really showed off.
I mean, there were plenty of interesting things there. Things like there was 3D modelling of your gait, very sophisticated stuff, which wasn't cheap. But if you wanted to do it, it was there and you could have. Of course, a show isn't a proper show without a goodie bag, and we got a goodie bag, so let's take a look at what came inside it. Okay, so let's see what's in the goodie bag that you get at the start of the show. What have we got in here? And first thing is...
We've got some gum. So shall we
yeah, just a quick look through the leaflets. Okay.
Performance mindset for athletes, an online course.
Okay.
There's information for the Chester Marathon.
Okay.
We've got something to do with the protein ball company.
Okay.
Apparently they're on a roll.
Right.
Run together. Why not become a run leader at us?
Okay.
What else have we got here? A free case of 8 craft beers.
Fair enough.
So we'll have 2 of those for any takers. Someone trying to sell me a treadmill because, I'm really going to be able to get that back on the train. And Runners World asking me to subscribe.
Okay.
Probably with a show offer of some kind.
Okay, so what's next?
Oh, now we get on to the fun stuff. We've got some food and drink goodies in here. So we've got a Pro2Go protein coconut flapjack.
Ooh, that sounds nice.
Some BioFreeze Cool the Pain gel.
Right.
I might be needing that later. A berry and cheese seed bar.
Nice.
Some more of the BioFreeze gel.
Yeah.
Clearly this will be coming. And something from the protein ball company.
All right.
And then we have a sparkling lemon and grapefruit with a hint of apple. Drink.
That sounds nice. Is that everything?
That's everything from the bag.
Excellent. So yeah, the show was a definite success. Lots of people there, lots of potential for the future. Apparently it's grown a lot since it started about 3 years ago, so it's only the 3rd year. So it's grown a lot even in those, and there's a lot for it to go, in the years to come, which would be good.
Yes. So I would definitely attend the Birmingham one again. There is also a London one, but...
Oh yeah, later in the year?
Later in the year, June time, I think.
Yeah, so if you did miss the Birmingham one, maybe come along to London, try the London show. And of course, we'll be having a look at that percussive massager in a later show, so look forward to that. I've been Jeff.
I've been Frankie.
And we've been to Birmingham. And this has been the Mammoth Tech Show. You've been very kind to watch. Thank you very much. Bye.
Bye.